As a team, I feel like we just executed on everything we need to do. I feel great about the guys that we got out there. We got a lot of guys that can come in and play in different spots, and we just keep building on this team and keep executing what we need to do.
We feel like we all return. That's how we coming together, bonding. We call each other Jack Boys. We got love for each other. We all flying to the ball, having fun out here. So we feel like all of us returners, to be honest.
We all leaders. Like, we all here together. We working together. Like, everybody flying around. We just a brotherhood over here.
We feeling good. We feel like we're getting better every day. You know, there's a lot of mental stuff we got to clean up. We're mostly one guy away. Although it was last scrimmage, we were just 2-3 guys away. We cutting down to one guy away. Next week, it should be no guys away. We should get a touchdown every single time we run the ball, or at least the first down. I feel like the group is coming together really well. We meshed really good quickly. Yeah, those guys did leave, but they showed us a lot of steps to go. So now we just picking up where they left off because they showed us the way. So now we're just going to keep going what they do.
First few weeks been very hot. You know, love being here. A whole line to me, they're like brothers to me. They guide me every day. So yeah, we did very good. We definitely did step up. We came together as an O-line together last night. So we had some very key plays today and just keep moving forward.
We just gotta stay focused, keep our heads up. You know what I'm saying? Like keep improving week by week. Keep the energy up.
I mean, the first 2 weeks of camp have been excellent. They flying around, they competing. You know, every day they bringing the energy, making plays on the football and being leaders. And every day we just finding out new guys stepping up every day. It's a blessing to be back, and I'm happy to be back, and I'm excited to bring a championship back home to Buco. He's the best DB coach I know. Keep me going every day, make me better, and we getting better every day as a unit, as a defense, as a team. Samars James moving over he's been an impressive add over from offense, coming from receiver, playing at the corner. Jalen Moore was a kid transferred in from Tyler Community College. He got some talent, lone kid that can run, and just a few more other guys back there just making plays, making a name every day.
I feel we're doing really well. I feel like there's a lot of things we can work on, especially as a communication type thing. Also as just trusting each other and really like believing that we all can do it together. Personally, I didn't even play last year. I was a red shirt, so it's like really I just been taking it in and just like learning everything little by little, like never feeling like I know too much or not. You know what I'm saying? Feel like I know what I'm doing. I always try to take every day and get better. I feel like it was a good thing. I had some good guys in front of me to learn from, like Chester GFR, Braylon Taylor. I really locked in with them, and like they really showed me the way and paved the way for me to help me, you know what I'm saying, just to really figure out what I got to do and how I need to do it. Coach Woody probably the top 2 best coaches I ever had in my life. Like he really gonna push you every single time. He gonna make sure he's never gonna lie to you. He's not gonna tell you you're the best in the world just to make you go hard. He's gonna tell you you're not nothing just to make you go harder. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's never gonna sugarcoat anything. He's gonna tell you straight up what it is, what it's not. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to play. Like it's a good feeling. But it's like it's a nervousness too, as in like not as I'm scared. It's more of a like, okay, I gotta make sure this is how I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm working this hard. I gotta make sure everything we working for as the team happens. I can't let my teammates down for sure.
First 2 weeks been great. I feel like as a running back group, we kind of just feed off each other a lot. Just like we all have different run styles, so we'll see something that, for example, Perry's doing that I might want to try because, you know, that's a good move. So I feel like these past 2 weeks have been absolutely great, and I just can't wait for the season, can't wait for the first game to start. Just trying to bring energy at practice, even though I might be annoying some people, I really don't care. Just bringing the energy and just trying to just help out the team, just be that leader, be that voice, that home-like feeling you just come to as a big brother, just help out really. I'm so nervous, but at the same time, I'm very excited because at the same time, I'm reunited with one of my brothers from K-State, Jalen Travis. Like, it's just one of them feelings where it's like I can't wait to go out there with my brother, just my whole team. Like, it's a good feeling. So I'm just excited. I feel like we're gonna do very good this year. I'm very excited.
I'm feeling good, a little dinged up, but you know that's expected from week 2 of camp. I'm just excited for the talent that we have in the receiving room, and I'm just glad to be here, honestly. Be ready for the next play. Don't get caught up on what happens in a certain play. Always be ready to go because you could pop at any time, and when your number call, you got to be ready. Clean up the mental errors, clean up our routes, and just continue to catch the ball and make plays at a high level.
We feel we did good. You know, there's always things we can improve on, but, you know, as Coach said, be 1-0 every day. Best thing I say is just being back with my teammates, you know, coming off an 8-month rehab. It's just a great feeling to be out here with my teammates and doing what we love to do. Details, pay attention to details, work the little things, and everything else will fall in place.
It feels good, actually, you know, just making sure guys on the same page. You know, I'm glad they're listening to me, you know, me being here the longest, you know, I'm glad they're just taking what I'm saying, whether it's bad or good, you know, taking the good things out of the bad things I'm saying, if I'm yelling or not. Oh, it's great, man. One of the best quarterbacks we got coming back. You know, he makes good reads, good checks, great lead off the field. So, you know, it's just great having him. Jack Boy's getting us better every day, you know. It's a friendly competition, but when we get in the locker room, it's all love. So that's all it really is. Oh, yeah, got a little touchdown, but, you know, nothing crazy. We got like 5 picks on us in overtime, so, you know, we just gotta keep stacking days. I just come off an injury, you know, so just making sure I'm rehabbing and just making sure my mental's right for the game, you know. If I'm down, I feel like the team's down. I feel like I bring the juice to practice and meetings and stuff like that. So if I'm down, I feel like the guys are like, what's up on cue, you know what I mean? So I just make sure they cool and I'm cool.
Everything going good. We still stacking days, working on little details, you know. I mean, I feel like we did good overall. I mean, it's still a few details that we need to go over, but, I mean, I feel like it was good both sides. This might be a part of the best room I've ever been in, coming to JUCO from K-State, because we had a couple of dogs at K-State, but this whole receiving room, we got dogs everywhere.
It feels great. Didn't really realize it. Well, I mean, I think I did, but I don't think I realized how much I really missed being out there with the guys and just playing the game. It really helps. It slows the game down in my head and speeds it up through my eyes. So I feel like it's just taking me to the next step. Yeah, it was such a freak incident. I really haven't had that mental block ever throughout the rehab process or getting back to doing anything. And so I feel really confident. I've done all the work. I know I've rehabbed it good, and it feels really good. And I haven't had a single problem up to this point, though. Knock on wood. I mean, right now we're in the mindset of fall camp and getting better at what we need to get better. But real quick, we're going to flip that switch. And, yeah, it's one we got in the back of our heads that we're ready to take out on the field. Right, yeah. Feels like I kind of left something out there, something to go get, a little chip on my shoulder. So,
the biggest difference is coming back and just realizing to step up, be a leader. You know, I've been here for 5 semesters. You just keep stepping up and leading the young guys and leading the rest of the team. Everyday things, just in the drills we used to do in the spring, touching the line, running through the line, doing just all the little stuff right. And usually when we get a bunch of new guys on back to campus, the returning guys who's been here in the spring, we get those guys, get them to do it right. And for the most part, these guys have really adapted quick. And for what I've seen, a lot of the team has bought in. So we've all just been preaching just, hey, we're going to hold you accountable and just like respect it and face it, and it'll just be easier for you. We ran the ball well, tempo was good, and completed a lot of passes. We did just improving every day on everything. You know, Coach H always says we just need to be faster. We get tempo every day, and it seems to be picking up after every scrimmage. And I mean, we can always go faster, so just need that tempo.
Yeah, it means a lot. That's what, even in high school, I just prided myself on knowing the playbook, knowing what's coming next, and kind of just leading the defense. And so it feels good to finally kind of step into that role here and just kind of know what everyone's doing and be the leader out there. Yes, our linebackers are definitely going to be the strength of our defense. We got 3 returners all stepping in that starting spot, and they've been flying around. They know the defense better than anyone out there, and they make plays, and they make everybody's jobs easier. They make the D-line's job easier, telling them what to do, and they make our DB job easier because they're in the right spot. Yeah, it's great. It honestly feels like a game, you know. Like in the Jayhawk, everybody's at the top, and everybody's the best of the best. And so when we're going against our ones, it's no different than playing Gardens ones. And so out here, we feel like we're getting quality game reps, and if we can execute it out here, we can execute it on Saturday night. You know, I just want to keep playing. You know, not very many people grow up saying they want to play for Butler, but I had family here that played for Butler a long time ago, and so my goal has always been to play for Butler. And so I just want to leave it better than I found it, you know, and just put Butler in a great spot to continue succeeding after I leave. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's definitely a rivalry game we always look forward to. You know, when you got family on the other side, it means a little more, and so we're hoping to put a beat down on them this year.
Where's the family sit? What colors do they wear?
Oh, they're always purple and gold.
I mean, my end goal's always been to make it D1. So I came back. A lot of my friends are here, like Chance, Malik, Jake, Dylan. I just wanted to run it back one more year and get what we deserve. Yeah, of course. It's always good to have refs out here because, you know, you can't have the coaches being refs here because they're trying to coach. So when you get the refs out here, you get things like offsides, you get the holding calls that aren't being called in practice, so you can get more like game speed. at linebacker specifically, we have me, Malik, and Norm, who have been here since freshman year, and all of us have game experience. So we've been playing together for 3 years now. So, I mean, it always helps. I mean, Chom's been here too. So, I mean, it's always good to have returners. And then when you talk about the best friends, I mean, Chom will be in my wedding. Garrett will be in my wedding. So it's always fun to have your best friends play with you alongside you on the field. Of course. I think we're just ready. We want to get it going, get this season kicked off, start it off right, start 1-0, and go on from there.
You know, being able to come 2 hours away from home and play with guys all around Kansas, you know, I'm familiar with a lot of faces, and it just makes it a whole lot easier to, you know, come in and, you know, when adversity hits, to be able to, you know, overcome that with a lot of Kansas kids, because we all have one goal, you know, make a name for Kansas. I think the coaches do as well. Oh, yeah. Me and Mason were talking all summer, you know, what do you think, what are you going to do? And we basically said, you know, we haven't been on the field at the same time, you know, throughout the whole season. And that's something we look forward to coming into this season, being able to play with each other, because I feel like we have a lot of experience together, and that helps a lot on the football field, especially on defense. You know, as you guys know, I used to play quarterback, and being a quarterback, you have to be composed. So I feel like I took a lot of that onto the defensive side, you know. And like the coaches say, when you make a play, go celebrate with your team. Don't do all that taunting stuff. And I feel like that's not what we're about, you know. Coach says control two things, attitude and effort. Oh, yes, sir. I take pride in leading the guys. And I think a lot of the returners do, you know, just getting the young guys, the freshmen, the transfers, you know, have them hop on our back and say, you know, this is the way, this is the standard. And, you know, I think the coaches do a good job of implementing that throughout all the last 2 weeks of camp.
Moving into the fall season, you know, I got a little more comfortable in the spring with kind of that transition from kind of having the entire offense. Coach Maneri's done a great job of putting me in situations to learn and kind of taking a step back and allowing me to learn before we get to that week one of that season. There's been times, like I've told him, he stepped away too far to where I'm like, hey, you need to get over here. I got a question or something. But I feel a lot more comfortable now, you know, with everything we have. I think once we get a game plan in and a call sheet down, it's one of those deals you have during the week that you don't have to really look at on game day once you kind of get that momentum going or the certain situations you'll be in. So, but the transition's been smooth. I mean, coaching the offensive line, it's always hard with having that position, that biggest position group, and also one of the more important, you know, on offense to, if they're not right, then we're not going to be right offensively anyway. But it's been easier. You know, this fall we have a really good staff that has kind of came in, and there's not much change, but we're all learning the same thing. So I think that's what's made it a lot easier too. And I've been blessed in my entire career with great centers, and I think by having that, the one thing we've had in that offensive line room is those older guys. They've left a tradition behind that has allowed that younger guy that's coming up to learn. There's no gray area when the new guy steps in. He knows the expectation. You know, Seth done a great job of getting Bun ready, who's in there now. We had Ivan Schultz who came in. He could potentially be in that spot as well. He's a little bit older guy that has been in a Division I program that, you know, that IQ of a football player that I put a lot on those centers to make calls. But, you know, the reason we'll be successful at that position is because of those previous guys of being good role models, good leaders, and leading them along the way of not just saying, hey, you know, you'll figure it out. They've done a great job of being a mentor to those guys while they were the young pups in the. You know, it's still his offense. I mean, there's not a big difference in that. The only thing I've tried to do is try to simplify it a little bit with the way we signal things in, and more so on my thought process of it. You know, he was more of a pro style guy that I have experience in more of an air raid, you know, up tempo, where we've tried to merge that over the years, and it's just taking a step back, looking at it where we can put our own little spin on it. But nothing's changed. I mean, it's the exact same offense. You know, there's no difference in that. It's just we might have taken a few things out of what do we do really well, what do we need, what do we not need. And I think that's good in that transition to kind of see that. But like I said, there's no big change in it whatsoever. I mean, I rely on him a lot still on what we're going to do. Just the way we basically call things in that's really the only difference. Oh, it's a blast. I mean, I got to tell the guys, I mean, once we get this right, we get it going. It's like I'm sitting back there playing real life Madden. You know what I mean? You just stand back behind the line in the scrimmage and go, okay, I see this over here, let's throw that. Or, you know, run the ball here, whatever it may be. But the biggest thing that I've seen in the transition is everybody's learning, everybody's on the same page, and that's made it a lot more easy for us coaches to enjoy coming into the office every day and keeps you hungry, you know. Moving on forward, a new era, it's exciting because a lot of us were with, you know, 2 previous eras that were successful, and we want to get this back to what it was, and we're right there. I think the change, and I'm not one to look back much. You know, when I first got hired here, the big thing was don't romanticize on your time when you played here, and that's been where we don't want to do that. You know, last year was last year. The last 3 years, you know, we came off back-to-back bowl wins. Who cares? It's junior college football. It's every year. If you don't it's not like we have guys for 4 years. I wish we did, you know. There's a lot of guys I wish we did, but every year is different. You got a whole new crop of guys, no matter if you have returners or not. They have to mesh with the new guys, and you can't look back at what happened game 10 last year. Game 1's a whole different era, whole different breed.
It was good to have the officials here. It gives you a real a sense of what the game's going to actually be like. That's what we told our guys before the scrimmage is, hey, let's make sure we're staying behind the white line. Let's get used to where we're going to be, coaches on the sideline, all those types of things. That way when we get to that first game, it's not the first time we've done it. And we'll do it a couple more times before we get to that first game. But I thought the officials called a pretty good game. I thought our kids did a really good job of being disciplined and not allowing some penalties to happen. And football game, you're going to have penalties here and there. But I didn't think we had egregious ones. We didn't have undisciplined ones. The only undisciplined ones I can think of is we jumped off sides 3 or 4 times. We had 3 or 4 false starts, so we got to get those fixed because those are unforced errors. But all in all, I thought today, I mean, we were close to 100 plays on the day, so I thought today was a really good gauge of where we're at right now with 14 days to go. It's really good because the first play I challenged, I knew he stepped out of bounds, but I wanted to see if the system worked. And, you know, they went over there and they reviewed it. And I got to give a shout out to our filmers because they did a great job making sure that the film was accurate and they were following the ball and doing all those things. But I think it's going to allow the game to be a lot more like the big leagues, if we want to say it that way. But no, I thought the replay went really smooth and efficient, and there's a lot of things us coaches have to learn with this replay along with the officials. So I wanted to try and, you know, put them and us in those situations, even if we already knew the call, just to see if that comes up on a Saturday, what it's going to feel like. There was a couple where they had to scramble. You know, our protection, like Nate just talked about, it's getting better. We went, you know, I think we're one guy away, and I think those quarterbacks, when they get used to doing that, that's just kind of creates a habit to where, okay, I drop back, I got to scramble. So we got to get their brains back into staying in the pocket and allowing those guys to form that blanket around them. I thought our protection was much better today than it was a week ago. And give us another week and another week. We got 2 more weeks. I have a lot of faith in him. He's such a good offensive line coach that I don't ever worry about those 5 guys when we get to game day. So we just got to get those green shirts to get back there and trust that protection and stay in there and keep their eyes down the field and make those throws. Yeah, I'm super excited about our defense. Woody does a phenomenal job motivating those guys, getting them in the right spots. We're not doing a whole lot, but they are confident in what we're doing. They are flying around. They are making tackles in space. They are creating turnovers. They're playing with a lot of fire. They're playing just like Woody. And I've known Woody for 16 years, and he only knows one way to do things. And they're playing to his personality, and they're playing to our defensive coach's personality. I mean, a shout out to every single coach I've got on our staff. I mean, there's a lot of first-time guys going through fall camp and a lot of first-time roles for a lot of these guys. And the way they're handling it is first class, and them understanding, hey, there is a big picture here, and we do have to get better, and we do have to bring that juice every day. I challenge them every day before we go to practice. Like, listen, if we're not going to bring the juice out there, they're not going to do it. And I think when we do that and our kids see that, it breeds success. And they are, on that side of the ball, they are meshing well. And I can't wait to see them put some more stuff in, and then we get to that first game where there is no green jersey, and we actually get to hit that guy. But they're doing a great job over there. I think it's just, you look at our coaching staff and you look at how many guys played here, and you know, you got me and Nate and Justin on the offensive side, and you got Mo and Woody on the deep, and I think it starts with us. You see guys that played together on opposite sides of the ball that are best friends, and you start breeding that within them. And then in our team meetings, we've started opening it up to our players, and they come up and they give their story. and they talk about themselves, and we talk about feelings, and we do say we love each other here because there's a lot of guys that have never had that before. And, you know, I come from a really family-oriented background where we say I love you a lot and we hug a lot, and that's how our coaches are to these kids. I mean, we are mentors and fathers and teachers and everything that comes along with that, with this game. And we want those kids to know when you're between the white lines and it's time to play, it's time to play. But when it's over, it's over. And because when we come out the 27th, everyone's going to be in the same jersey. Everybody's going to be in the same color. And they've done a really good job of buying into that. Now, it's a very violent sport. It's an aggressive sport. There's a lot of testosterone. There's going to be some chippiness, some anger. There's going to be some of that. You can't get rid of that. But you want to see that passion. And you want to see that because on game night, you want that in your team and you want them to play with that edge. But they're doing such a good job of getting to know each other, getting to know where guys are from, understanding what makes each one of them tick, understanding I can do this to one guy and not the other. And, I mean, you listen to them walk off the field, you never knew that they just went at it for 100 plays, just going hard as a rock at each other. So, but I got to give a shout out to the coaches. They do a great job of instilling that in these guys. And I think when it's one message from one group of people and it goes through the whole team, it just makes the whole thing go. He's been doing great. Knee's getting a little fatigued. We're going to kind of back him off a little bit, which I kind of expected. He hasn't done this much on his knee, so we're going to back him off. But between the ears, he's sharp as a tack. Timing wise, I mean, you saw today he threw a couple good balls for touchdowns and first downs. But just looking at him, he's been a guy that, you know, started as a true freshman and, you know, unfortunately got cut short last year. But looking for him to lead not just the offense but this team and to keep doing what he's doing and making sure that we're in the right spots. He's a competitor through and through, and I look forward to him really asserting himself when we get closer to game day, see how his mentality changes because, you know, even I only got to coach him twice on game day last year. His mentality come game week is a little bit different. And once we get that game plan in, he knows it backwards and forwards. So I'm just looking forward to him getting out there on the field again. Monster, if you'd like to sponsor me, I would love it.